What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed your beautiful weekend. This podcast is presented by e.l.f. Cosmetics. You guys know how much we love e.l.f. Cosmetics. We've been talking about them for a while now. We had our wonderful event. Sorry, guys. Can't talk today. But we have the product sitting right next to us. The Power Grip e.l.f. Primer, the Halo Glow Liquid Filter, which is one of my favorite products because you can really mix it together with everything. I like to mix mine together after I do my foundation. I like to put it in the spots that I would do contour. Then I use the beauty wands, and I absolutely love it.
e.l.f. Cosmetics is amazing. We've been trying new products, highlighting new products, discussing new products. You guys have heard me say the Lash and Roll Mascara, I love. I'm gonna grab it so I can show it. But we also have on our table the Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Great setting spray. I love when you get a good
Oh, I love that noise.
good shake on it. So do I. Isn't that a great noise?
Oh, I love that noise.
It's really great. It's a lightweight setting spray. Really recommend if you were in the market for a new setting spray, something to try. e.l.f. Cosmetics are cruelty-free, vegan. They are affordable, which is so great. Makeup can be so expensive, and it doesn't have to be because e.l.f. Cosmetics knows exactly what they're doing. Great products, affordable prices, and we love everything they put out. It's really just all their products are so great. You can go to elfcosmetics.com to learn more or download the e.l.f. Cosmetics app. And of course, if you head to your local store, drugstore, and you see those e.l.f. Cosmetics products, try some stuff out. Let us know how you feel.
Tag us. We love seeing it. Keep tagging us in those products. All right. How was everybody's weekend? Happy belated birthday, Noah.
Happy belated, Noah.
Thanks,
Noah's
guys.
birthday was on Sunday. How was it?
It was good. I mean,
Do anything special this weekend?
no, honestly. And I was with some friends on Saturday night, and they were like, this is it? And I'm like, I'm not a birthday guy. I'll hang out with people. I'm not a plan an event type.
Yeah. You accept the fact that it's your birthday.
I'm not I still want to I'm like, hey, it's my birthday. I should go out. And
Hey,
drink.
mom, dad, take me to dinner.
Yeah. But I'm not we have to all do that. I'm just, I used to fake sick when I was in school on my birthday because I didn't like the attention.
Oh, so you didn't want to go to school with cupcakes?
I just didn't like the whole, I don't know. I just was uncomfortable about it. So I would fake sick.
You could, but I was going to say, can't you go and then say, not say it's your birthday?
I feel like everyone just knows.
The
The
teachers
teachers
always know.
They have it up on the board.
Yeah.
So did you?
Or I'd be maybe I was
Would you have to pretend
scared.
to be sick all day, on your birthday, or would you miraculously get better at noon?
I'd probably milk it for a while,
because
because
then you have to commit to the bit. Then you're sick on your birthday.
Yeah.
Right? Then
I
it's
used to,
what could you do? Your mom's going to be like, I can't take you out. You're sick.
I could have won Oscars for the way that I faked sick in the morning. I started it the night before.
Yeah, same. The worst was when you would feel really sick in the morning and your parents would say you could stay home, but then around 11, 12, you start to feel better and you're like, fuck, now I have to commit.
But it's not hard to commit. I just okay, I just
stay
eat
in your
soup
room
and watch TV.
Right, but there's something about so my parents, they went to work, so there was a period of time where before they got home from work, I was free in the house, you know what I mean? Homesick.
Yes.
It was awesome. It's oh my God, I'm free from this act.
That was the best part.
And then when they got home, it was you have to really put the act back on, and you're this is tiring.
There's no better feeling than when you're okay, I'm home today. You did it.
Right. You're and then the guilt sets in sometimes if you've had too many under your belt now, and you're fuck, I really could have just went. I don't feel that bad. I could just go. But I'm glad you had a good birthday. It looked like you had a nice little dinner.
I did. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Nice.
We had.
How do you feel about getting older?
I don't like it. Yeah.
You're not 28.
28. Yeah.
28
no,
it's
it's
fun.
not. It's not. I think 29 I'll be more scared. 28 I'm whatever. I survived the 27.
I said 28's fun. I'm not 28.
Yeah.
I survived the 27 club, so.
Okay.
That's
a good outlook.
That crossed my mind.
Thank you for putting that out there.
I realized that when I when I say to you guys No, guys, 28's like I'm only 26. So
Yeah.
like every time
then,
you
like,
guys have a birthday, I'm like, guys, getting older is fine. But
But I
then like,
was-
what will I do when
Yeah.
I turn 28?
You haven't gone through what we have gone through.
Yeah, but I was with like the guys that I was with on Saturday night. They were all like 30 or older, so they were like 28. Are you kidding me? Like, so everyone has a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very true.
It's a beautiful thing. We had our Philly show on Thursday. 10 out of 10.
Great show.
10 out of 10 to me.
I agree.
Thought that show was fantastic top to bottom. The
I
whole
agree.
thing. The show, going to the bar after, the Wawa that was catered to us
Phillies
right
won.
after the show. Phillies won. 10 out of 10 night. 10 out of 10
Yeah.
day. Like, seriously, couldn't be a better show in my
know.
opinion.
I was thinking back on that Wawa too, and boy, like we got back into the green room after the show, and it was set out. We were just, I was like, I need this meatball sub right now. But we were eager to get to the bar, and stuffing some sandwiches into our bags was the smartest thing.
Yeah, I put them in my pockets.
Yeah, I brought a bunch also.
Yeah.
And having those to just kind of eat periodically through the rest of the evening was so great. So thanks to Wawa for helping us out there. But the show, yeah, like you said, I don't have one single critique.
I have nothing. It was perfect. No notes for
No
the whole
notes.
thing. But honestly, thank you guys so much for coming to the shows, because honestly, I almost started tearing up on stage, because when you look out and you see that you all are coming to watch us on stage just like talk about nonsense, just I can't register it in my head. Like, I'm like, what? This is insane. And meeting you guys at the bar and the meet and greet, and a lovely woman said to us at the meet and greet, she was like, you know, thank you guys so much. Like, you guys have really gotten me through some hard times. And I was like, you know what? This show has also gotten me through hard times. Like, not only do people say, oh, listening to you gets us through hard times, doing the show also helps us get through hard times. Like, I think that it's a mutual friendship relationship. When we meet you guys, it feels like we're all friends and we're all hanging out, and it's really such a special thing. And it actually makes me emotional, but it's also so much fun at the same time. Like, I was just beaming after the show. Like, I was like,
agree.
this was just, I cannot express how amazing this show really was. And I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah.
Like, I wish the next one was sooner. I wish the next one was the next day. That's how I felt after the Philly show. Like, I woke up.
I needed some naps.
Well, I honestly slept the entire weekend. Like,
I'm so jealous.
You had a wedding, so
Yeah.
you did not have the liberty to
Oh
do
no,
that.
I was up and out on Friday too, and my friends, when I finally got to the location of the wedding, our friends were like, "What are you? How are you here?" Like, I was like, "I'm running on empty."
Yeah.
The wedding was in Massachusetts, so it took us it was a hefty drive Friday afternoon. Tons of traffic by the time we finally got there, and then I had I had a bit of a diva moment, because we were staying in a big Airbnb with a bunch of couples. By the time we got there, everyone was like, "Oh, it's just the pull-out couch left in the living room," and
Oh my
I was
God,
like,
and you're
I
running
looked at
on
Joe
no
and I was
sleep.
like, and my neck.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys, I had my hair in a ponytail. I was whipping that thing around. I could not move my neck for 2 days.
Yeah.
Sunday, it finally started to feel better. But Friday and Saturday, I was like, oh my God, I have permanent nerve damage in my neck. Like, I thought I really...
You whipped your hair back and
Oh
forth?
my God, I could not move my neck. I could not. It was so bad. Friday night, I truly, I was like, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry right here in front of everybody, and it's going to be so embarrassing. I'm going to regret it tomorrow, but I am so tired, and I just want to go to bed. And, all of our friends were a ton of fun, but everybody loves to stay up late. They love to stay up late, playing cards, talking, whatever. And I was like, I cannot sleep in the middle of the living room. There's
Meltdown
nowhere to
moment,
hide.
yep.
There's nowhere to hide. And I kind of looked at Joe. I was like, this needs to be fixed immediately. I cannot do this. So thankfully, one of our other couple friends, they split up so that Joe and him could stay on the couch, and me and
That's very
Caroline
nice.
slept in bed together.
That's very nice.
Which was nice. She was like, "Oh, okay, Matt, I don't care."
When you just have one of those moments where you're like, I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired.
No,
it's gonna like take over your body.
Yeah. No, I was sitting at the table in the dining room, and everybody was like having fun, laughing, playing games. I was just sitting there like arms crossed, being like, do not have a meltdown right now. Do not have a meltdown.
You're like talk yourself out of it. Like you're like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm
like
so
the
fine.
tears are coming.
It's gonna be okay. I will get to sleep. I will get sleep.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. But it was a beautiful wedding. Bride was absolutely stunning. Great setup. Great music. Great. The raw bar that they had was so good. And up in Massachusetts, great oysters. The oysters were fresh, shucked right there, and me and the shucker, he was like, how many oysters are you gonna have?
Oysters are your favorite food, apparently.
Went up,
according to your friends.
Yes, I do love oysters. I went up far too many times.
That's okay.
To the point
though.
where I started to send other people to get more for me, because I was like, I can't look this guy in the eye anymore. I've had like a dozen oysters. I was like, I need you to go up and get me some more. They were so good.
That's what it's there for. He probably
I know. Hey,
enjoyed the fact that you loved them so
exactly.
much.
Where are those oysters going to go to waste if somebody doesn't eat them?
That thing costs money.
Yeah.
So at least somebody's
Exactly.
eating the oysters.
I got my money's worth for sure.
Yeah.
Of my oysters, but then
Well, not your money. The bride and groom who paid for the wedding.
Well, I'm saying I provided the solution of eating them all.
Yeah.
And Sunday morning it was like, let's get this show on the road. Everybody up and out. I ended up driving Sunday morning too, which was
From Massachusetts.
not what I wanted to do, but
I could imagine. No, you had a
but
long weekend.
I made it.
I'm glad.
We got home safe and sound.
You're a good driver.
I am a good driver. I
So,
like to think.
I trust.
I think I'm a better driver than Joe, to be completely honest. And I think we had two people with us as well, and I think they would agree with me.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never been in a car with you when you're driving, ever.
What? She has driven.
I've driven when we traveled sometimes.
Yeah, but
maybe
remember we've split up. Like he took a different
Yeah,
car and we
that's
went in your
true.
and we had two different cars. Remember when we drove from Portland to Seattle,
Yeah.
and you drove in one car and we drove another car.
Yeah.
and a
I
friend
can't think of
drove it.
another time, but you know.
In LA, she drove, but you weren't in the car. Remember we drove to the store.
Yep.
So I think you're a great driver.
Thank you. Yeah, no, home safe and sound, but it was great. Fun weekend, but tired.
Yeah. I didn't. So I'm basically going to be you after our Charlotte show. I have to fly home and go straight to a wedding after our show in Charlotte. So it's wedding season.
Buckle up, sister.
Yeah, I know. I have already been giving myself like speeches,
Yep.
like you will make it through, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to, start drinking early.
No, that is the solution.
Because it's like I land like from Charlotte and have to go straight to the church to the wedding. So that's going to be an interesting situation, but it's going to be fun because the adrenaline this show gives you, it's amazing. But then there's a crash. Like I
because you don't
crashed.
sleep right away. Like
Yeah,
the
I
night
couldn't-
of a show, you just can't fall asleep.
I couldn't fall asleep. And then
I slept terribly Thursday night.
Yeah, I just couldn't fall asleep. And then because you're so excited, you're like,
So
wow, that was
excited.
so amazing. But let me tell you, I slept the whole weekend. Like my body,
Same.
just how your neck hurt so
Yeah.
bad because you were doing moves with your neck.
Yep.
I was wearing these tall boots that had a big heel, and I was stomping around the place so much so like I've been walking with a limp.
Yeah.
Like I literally look like I have a stick shoved up my ass walking around because I can't feel like my hips and my legs, which I've been recovering from all weekend long. I went for a lovely walk. Obviously, I like to get my walks in. I didn't do that Friday and Saturday though. I was like, I'm not getting up. But Sunday, I was like, I need to get my walk in.
You gotta
get. There's something I've talked about this. Like I love walking so much, and there's just something so refreshing about a nice walk, especially this time of year.
So on brand.
Oh my God, I'm literally wearing a sweatshirt that says "Let's go for a walk." How embarrassing! I'm like,
Oh, you're really fucking loves walks.
no, I'm so embarrassed right now. I actually didn't even realize I was wearing this sweatshirt. No, but especially this time of the year, it's so beautiful
Yeah,
to
it's
go
really
for
very,
a nice
very
long
nice.
walk. And so Sunday, I went for a nice long walk and I couldn't feel my legs. I was like, I don't know if it was before the walk that I couldn't feel my legs or after because I didn't move all weekend.
But then you put your foot in like sneakers for the first time. I feel like I have had heels on for so long. Like I feel like I have Barbie feet. Like I feel like my feet are like permanently different now.
Friday when we were home, my feet hurt so bad from the boots that I was wearing and dancing and doing all this stuff. And then, which by the way, once again, fantastic time at the Barstool Sampson Street Bar. Like so much fun for all the people that came there. I took my shoes off, right? Boots, like my feet were like as if my toes got chopped off. That's what they felt like. And then I stubbed my toe so hard into my sneaker. Like I was walking and I was so out of whack that I just tripped over my sneakers and stubbed my toe so fucking hard in my sneaker. I was like, ah! Like a big scream, like really dramatic.
No, I feel you. That when you finally take the heel off and your toes, you feel like the circulation finally starts to come back to your toes, but there is a process.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking either. I kept those pumps on like all night.
And you brought shoes.
And I brought
to change.
sneakers to change into.
Yeah.
And I think like I just on principle, I was like, I can do this.
Right. And
then I don't know why I just take the fucking
also we were a little tipsy, so it was like you forget about your feet once you're a little, once you're feeling good. You just like don't think about the fact that your feet are killing you. But all right, we can get into the rest of the show. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Multiple.
I poured
Fran multiple tequila shots.
You had multiple tequila shots, and I was pouring vodka into people's mouths, and then I poured the bottle of vodka into my mouth, and the vodka went up my nose. And holy shit,
nope.
It burns
Yep.
so fucking bad. I was trying to act so casual and cool about it, but I was like, guys, like to the girls that I was pouring vodka in their mouths. I was like, it just went up my nose. It's totally cool, but I feel like I'm dying.
Totally cool, but I may pass out.
Yeah, like it burned so bad, but so much fun. This week Twilight out on Thursday, normal episode on Wednesday. I will be recording from home on Thursday for our Friday episode. One of my best friends is getting married on Friday, so I'm going to be home on Long Island for, the little, festivities Thursday, Friday. So exciting. Oh my gosh, I could cry. But it's just so nice. And I think I talked about this. We're all everyone's obsessed with their bridesmaids dresses because they all have fit. Everyone's like, these are the best fucking dresses
that's
ever.
Amazing.
Like there's nothing better being a part of a bridal party and everyone loves their bridesmaid dresses. I was like, you really nailed it. 10 out of 10 for the bridesmaids dresses here.
That's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. We really are I was laughing thinking about it because probably every Monday of coming back, it's like, oh, Fran, what'd you do? I was at a wedding.
Yep.
Where we're going, and your journey is starting.
But this one is extra special because it's one of my best friends from high school who's getting married, and it's just so crazy. We just have all been through, it's just so funny talking about all of our, when we talk about our high school escapades. Yeah, escapades. We're just what was wrong with, you know what I mean? When we tell the story, especially on her bachelorette trip when we were talking about our stories from high school, and everyone was like, what the fuck was wrong? And we were like, we thought this was normal high school experience, just these crazy stories. And now look at us, we're all grown up. We're all grown up.
Now you have that feeling where you're like, oh shit, we're getting married. Yeah, she's getting married, I'm getting married. Yeah. I had the same thing. When my friend Chelsea got married a few weeks ago, I guess now it's a month ago, our core group of girls, we're all engaged. Mm-hmm. And she was the first one. We went on her bachelorette party April, and none of us were engaged. Or, well, she was obviously, but the rest of us. And then the summer happened. A lot of engagement happens. And then at her wedding, we were all looking at her. We were all talking, and we're like, oh my fucking God, we're all getting married.
I know,
it's
crazy.
Wild.
It's so crazy, but I feel like it brings everybody closer at the same time. I feel like this is the closest we've all been since high school as well. Like we're all going through this like next step in our lives.
Yep.
And it's so beautiful. Like it makes me a little bit emotional. I'm not gonna lie. It's so nice.
As it should. It's emotional.
All right. Let's get into the rest of the show. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Big weekend for them. Pete Davidson Madelyn Cline also stepped out together, but nobody really cared about that because it's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Jada Pinkett Smith cannot shut her mouth about her relationship with Will Smith.
Well, she put out a memoir, so.
That's true. And but let me tell you, she spilled a lot about their relationship.
Yep.
And we have Weekly Watch Report. So let's get into it, starting off with the topics. Huge news for all of you McDonald's lovers out there. And I know you all exist because we absolutely love McDonald's. I actually just had McDonald's last night, a nice little Sunday night treat. But huge news coming from McDonald's. They just dropped 2 new sauces, their sweet and spicy jam and their mambo sauce, which is super exciting because it's very rare that they drop new sauces. My personal favorite sauce is a honey mustard. I love honey mustard sauce from McDonald's, but how exciting that we get 2 new sauces. Sweet and spicy jam could go great with a breakfast meal from McDonald's, especially, hash brown. I love dipping my hash brown in a little something like a nice sweet and spicy jam, or the mambo sauce,
or egg and cheese.
or a little McGriddle. Pour a little bit sweet and spicy jam on your McGriddle or a McMuffin. Anything. These sauces really can go with anything, especially if you like a little spicy sauce, then that's mambo comes into play. I typically love a sweet and spicy together, but if you're looking for just spicy, mambo is calling your name.
The mambo is delicious. This is like perfect, I think. I mean, you could put this on a cheeseburger, chicken sandwich. Ooh, I think it'd actually be really, really, really good on a chicken sandwich.
Both of these sauces.
Even just to dip your McNuggets.
Fries. Really, it goes with any single item.
Yeah.
And they're
worth a try, guys.
They're available for a limited time only at participating locations. So right now, get them with your next order as they're only available for a limited time only. You're not going to want to miss out on trying new sauces from McDonald's. Super exciting. Sweet and spicy jam and the mambo sauce. Go check it out now, guys. Do not miss out on the flavor that's going to rock your world.
No, you got to try them out.
Big weekend for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Made their first, public outing together, holding hands. They first went to Nobu before Saturday Night Live, which, it's Nobu, the one is like right there before it's like right near Saturday Night Live is filmed. So I feel like a lot of people go there if they're going to be on Saturday Night Live. I just feel like that's been a thing that's been talked about. And then they did Saturday Night Live. Travis Kelce had a little appearance. Taylor Swift had a little appearance. Both little things. They were a part of the show. Then they made their way to the after party at Catch Steak, which is my favorite restaurant.
I was going to say, talk about 2 places that you really fucking love.
I do. Now,
I
used to go to a different
Nobu downtown.
The one downtown, which I haven't been to in years. But Catch Steak is my favorite restaurant. And now I'd like to point out that immediately when people saw it was Catch Steak, they were like, oh my God, the Real Housewives of New York girls are shaking because of the Catch thing.
Yeah.
But Catch Steak is
different.
is newer than Catch. Catch Steak, I think, maybe opened up in like 2015, maybe 2016. I'm not exactly maybe 2017.
Catch Steak?
Catch Steak. Catch has been around forever.
I think even later than that.
Maybe 2018.
I think like 2018.
I'm like, I just went up every year. When did Catch Steak open?
Yeah, I want to say at least that one in New York, like definitely 2018.
Oh, 2019.
19. Whoa, add another one.
Yep. So
16, 17, 18, nope, 19.
Yes, I really missed the boat on that. So I think Catch Steak opened up in 2019, and I fucking love Catch Steak. Okay, it's like my favorite restaurant.
You do love
the steak there is the best steak I have ever had. It is unbelievable. So when I saw people being like, "Oh, if it's good," like, no, Catch Steak is new. It's under the Catch umbrella. It's the same, owners and whatever.
Yep.
But people need to get on board with Catch Steak. They really do, because it's fucking delicious. Like, it's one of those places where it's like, oh, of course you would love Catch, and it's like, No, it's really that fucking good.
Yeah.
So, okay, besides the point, Taylor and Travis, they went to the after party there, and I just really had to emphasize how fucking good that restaurant is. But they went to the after party there. They were holding hands. People were freaking out about them showing, a little bit of PDA. This is what the people want to see, a budding romance. And we'll just quickly mention that Pete Davidson and Madelyn Cline were also there, and nobody really cared about that because everyone was focused on Taylor Swift.
No, and he was the host of the show.
And Travis Kelce. Yes, he was. But people are just going crazy over these pictures and videos. And, as they should. But at the same time, I think it's sort of funny that like people are like, oh my God, I can't believe he held her hand and helped her out the door. It's like, that's what he should be doing.
Yeah, I just think it's because we have not seen that for her, like literally ever.
Really? Maybe I'm not up to.
Yeah, like
I can't think of a time.
Joe Alwyn, they were super private. Like you would see them out and about for sure, like walking, but there was never like these entrances and exits and these big moments.
Like even
before that, like I don't know, maybe Tom Hiddleston was opening doors for her, but like it's like not.
Yeah.
It wasn't. The display was not as public as this feels.
And I guess because people are freaking out because he told the security nah, I'll open it, which I think is really sweet because at this point I feel like she is probably so used to security guards opening the door for her that like Travis Kelce looks like a security guard.
Right.
That is a big man.
He's a big boy.
That is a big, juicy man. Mm-hmm. That's what he is.
I know. My sister was
that's.
I know. I agree. My sister was freaking out too because every picture, Gia's tall, so I think she relates to the tall girl vibe. And every time Taylor and she's like, oh, look at those heels Taylor's wearing, and she still looks so tiny next to him.
That must be really nice.
So, I wanted to read some of the quotes from the after party because, boy, will it put a smile on your face of like what insiders said that they were like in the after party. PDA filled date night. They were at Catch Steak. Sources said Taylor and Travis were there all night and they were so smiley. They were so happy. They were so talkative. They were really fun. They talked to every single person in the room that talked to them. They were super cool, super nice, super happy. Super was used a lot. And they stayed at the after party until after 4 a.m. The source also says the pair was definitely not shy with each other. At one point in the night, Kelce takes both of her hands, puts them on his shoulders so they're face to face, and then he takes both his hands and grabs her waist. They're leaning in, they're kissing each other, they're whispering, talking back and forth what they should order. Should we get a steak? Should we get espresso martinis?
Get the steak and get the espresso martini at Catch
Get
Steak
both.
because they're fucking amazing.
And then they lean in and they're kissing again. They're touching each other the whole time. And then they also said that Taylor and Travis mingled separately, but the pro athlete kept going over to her and checking in on her every little while, like making sure she was good. According to the source, Kelce was going over and touching her, putting his hand on her lower back or putting his hands on her waist, and then they would do a little kiss, and then they would go back to talking to whoever they were talking to. He kept checking in with her, but gave her space to talk to the other people in the room, both male and female, and he talked to a ton of people in the room too.
Listen,
they were always connected through the night. Super comfortable. He was a total gentleman.
I'm all about some PDA.
Adorable.
I really am. It's like, you guys do you. You're in love. Freaking, why not give a little kiss? Why not give a little hold? I'm happy for them.
I know, it was very sweet to see.
I don't want her to go on tour.
That's my mom's biggest worry.
I don't want her to go back on tour.
We all watched the Eagles game together Sunday night. My mom, like unsolicited, like brought it up like 4 times. Like I kept like looking over, or she'd be like on her phone. I look over, she's like looking at the pictures. I'm like, Mom. She's like, I just don't know how they sustain this when she goes overseas.
Listen,
well, Mom, you make a good point, but you never know.
If the love is strong enough, they'll sustain it overseas.
Exactly. And I've been seeing some comparisons online because of everyone's obsession with the Beckham documentary that just came out, and it was like, hey, they were at the height of their fame. David Beckham, star footballer. Victoria Adams, star. Spice Girls, pop star. We're like the most famous girls in the world at that time, the Spice Girls. And, they made it work.
Their love prevailed.
And arguably, the Premier League and soccer schedule is more demanding than the U.S. football schedule, I would say. Way more games. And of course, like, Travis has to be training camp and like all those things in the off season. But come February, if they make it that far, if they can make it as far as they possibly can, it's February, and then maybe he'll pop around with her.
Now, if they make it to the Super Bowl, will Taylor be able to attend, or does she have a show?
That is a good question, and I don't know.
We're jumping ahead here. We're jumping ahead, but we're asking valid questions.
We are asking valid questions because I think we are, we're quite dedicated to this being an ongoing thing. Let's see. She will be in.
No, not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
Where is she?
Japan.
You're not gonna believe me when I was gonna guess Japan.
Japan. It's quite possibly as far as she possibly could be.
Dang.
Yeah, early February. I don't know what the date of the Super Bowl is this year, but it is always Super Bowl.
It's like always around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, February 11th. I mean, talk about, it would be a hell of a trip, but her last show is February 10th in Tokyo, and then she's in Australia February 16th.
She could make it back.
She could, but I hope she doesn't. I mean, like,
she has a private jet.
Yeah, no, she does.
She could make it back.
She does, but that is a journey when you're already on that side of the world.
Yeah.
You're already in Japan. You just shoot down to Australia instead of going.
Right.
Super Bowl is in Vegas. You're going.
How long's the flight from Japan to here?
To Vegas?
Yeah, to Vegas, yeah.
I have no fucking idea.
I'm going to look that up.
I have absolutely no idea.
13 or 14 hours.
All right, she can make it.
Long ride.
One stop.
She won't have to make any stops.
That's a long ride, but let's see. So she's in
her private jet that's really fucking cozy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure the 11-hour flight in there is not so bad.
So she's in Australia for multiple dates in February. But that would be post Super Bowl for Travis. So like he could spend that month in Australia.
You know what I'm thinking of?
And then she's in Singapore for a couple dates in March. He could join her there.
You know what I'm thinking of when in Full House when they go on tour with Uncle Jesse in Japan?
Yes. Yep. I'm just saying there's some
and
some
he doesn't
early
want to leave because they love him there.
There's some early dates here. And then through the summer she's in Europe. And I feel like
a European summer, who wouldn't?
Exactly. Like, yes, there's training camp, OTAs, all those things, but like, come on, he can make it work.
They're fine. Tell your mom.
I've talked myself into it that they can make it work.
They will if they love each other and this is something they want. They'll make it work.
She looks so happy. The pictures, she's beaming, looking up at him.
There's nothing better than looking up at your guy. You know what I mean?
Just so I loved the pictures are great, and then they had a cozy little talk about cozy. A little cozy date night, the Waverly Inn, Sunday night. He went to the Jets-Eagles game by himself. Fair. Feel like she's getting in a lot of football. She's like, this is the most football she's watched probably her whole life. I feel like. Travis went to the game, assuming he went back after, and they had a little dinner at the Waverly Inn.
Have you ever been to the Waverly Inn? I've never.
I have. And it is, I would describe it as cozy.
Really? It's nice?
Mm-hmm.
I always get confused with the Waverly Diner, which
two very different places.
Me and Noah both used to live near the Waverly Diner,
right
not together, just in the same apartment building, in different apartments. He lived above me.
The Waverly Inn.
It is a crazy thing.
We don't talk about that enough. That me and Noah lived in the same apartment
building
is true. With apartments that were just right above and underneath each other.
We could see each other's windows.
Yeah.
And
then Noah and his friends got into shenanigans on the roof once, and I was like, I'm not gonna hang out with them for a little bit.
Well, you burned a hole through our couch too.
Yeah, I did do that. Anyways.
Hey, tit for tat. No, but
Those are me and Noah's wild times in the West Village.
I know you guys know the feeling when you look at your subscriptions and you say, oh, I totally forgot about that one. I'm paying for it still. I thought I canceled it. Maybe I didn't. Well, Rocket Money has the solution for you. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Most people think that they're spending around $80 on their subscriptions, when in reality, the number is closer to $200. When you're signed up for so many things like streaming services you use once, free trials for deliveries you don't use, it's easy to lose track of what you're paying for. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones you don't want with just the press of a button. No more long hold times or annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. Rocket Money also lets you monitor all your expenses in one place, recommends custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limits. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. So stop wasting money on things you don't use, cancel your unwanted subscriptions, and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/chicks. That's rocketmoney.com/chicks. rocketmoney.com/chicks. No, the Waverly Inn's great. I personally think it's food wise, it's good, but it's very expensive for what it is, I think.
Gotcha.
But it is it's a total atmosphere place. Celebrities love it because it's very dark, wood.
Andy Cohen loves it.
Yeah, wood paneling. In the winter, they have cozy, that kind of vibe. They do have great teenies, and this makes sense for a place for these two to go to. There was a video of them walking out, and he maneuvers the perfect hand-hold switch where there isn't one moment where he's not holding his hand but is still able to open the door for her. It's like a little transfer. And then everyone also laughs because they say he holds her hand like a football.
He's probably got ginormous hands.
Ball security.
Yeah.
Ball security. It's keeping her safe.
It's a beautiful thing.
They had a great weekend. I'm glad they were able to have this time together too. He played Thursday night. Mm-hmm. They have a little weekend rendezvous. Because now it's back to, I wonder if, because we come from the place of this is amazing, love, adore, obsessed with them. Now I wonder if Chiefs fans are get your head in the game, Travis.
Oh, definitely.
Or this could just be more motivation for him to play well,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is kind of like when people were doubting David Beckham and he had to go out there and show him who's boss.
Right. No, you're right.
What? You don't like the saying?
No, I
who's
love
boss?
the sports analogy.
No, I think you're
get out there and show him who's boss.
Show him who's the boss. No, I think that's very true because I'm just saying
oh, you want to talk shit? I'll show you who's boss.
Yes. I'd imagine Chiefs fans are oh, right after game, right into whole New York big celeb weekend, Saturday Night Live.
Let me say this though. In defense of Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
This man has been working his ass off in football for years. All right?
Amen.
Let him have a little time for some romance.
I agree.
Let a little romance into your life.
Big city living.
Let
Saturday
it happen.
Night Live.
Let it happen.
And it's not like he hosted SNL before. So, anytime I feel you've done the show, they're very open to having you come back, do little cameos, all those kinds of things. I thought that sketch was out.
I'm sure SNL's not no Travis Kelce this week. I'm
No,
sure
oh
they
my
are
God.
welcoming him with open arms.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Taylor Swift for free, basically.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that was because of Travis.
I assume. You think she was just going to come to SNL by herself to say, here's Ice Spice?
She fucking loves Ice Spice.
I know, but I feel like
maybe it was
package
it was a 2-in-1 deal.
Yeah.
You're both here.
Yeah. I could almost see it being also the opposite. Taylor was oh, I'm going to go introduce Ice Spice. Maybe, you can do something.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. I can't see that. I can't see her just going to introduce Ice Spice.
I totally can.
Well, here's the thing.
I totally can.
Travis Kelce had like a planned bit, right? Like,
well, he was I mean, they made a whole sketch out of like the NFL's obsession with the relationship.
Yeah.
It was a very funny sketch. If you watch,
Fran loves SNL.
it was funny. I laughed. They did a good job. Like, it was a good job of them making fun of like the pregame guys, like trying to pretend like they know anything about Taylor Swift or like being Swifties. And yeah, he had like 2 seconds at the end of the sketch. I feel like those things come together at the last minute. The sketches are planned, but like the cameos and whatnot.
Yeah, well, maybe they just thought, hey, you guys are both in New York City. Why don't you guys both come do this?
Yeah.
Two in one. All right, let's move on. By the way, we did mention, once again, Pete Davidson, he hosted SNL. And him and Madelyn Cline, they were also holding hands.
It still kind of continues into this SNL conversation.
But nobody really cared that much because everyone would care a lot more if this wasn't happening.
Right, going into like the same places.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, we're focused on something else right now, so
Yeah.
That's a cool SNL after party. Like,
right,
like all the people that were at that after party.
Star-studded SNL after party.
No, for sure.
At a fantastic restaurant. I hope they got the steak. I hope they tried the steak. It's delicious.
I bet you they did.
You think they got food at the after party?
Yeah, I think most people.
I'd assume they're a little hungry.
I guess.
I think most people eat.
Yeah, it's late.
Just like also, but that's how they operate.
Yeah.
Like they're working. They got to put a show together.
Post-show meal.
I'm sure there's some food before, but for the writers and the actual cast of the show, like they're not eating. Like
they're hungry.
By the time they're getting to the after party, it's late. Late night eats.
Just like us in our
Yeah.
Wawa.
That's what I'm saying. Like 2 a.m., you're fucking starving again.
I had a chicken salad sandwich in the bar that I put in my pocket.
Yeah. Like
if
if you're eating dinner at like 7, 8 o'clock, a little snack, by the time 2 comes around, you're going in for another meal.
Yeah. All right. Last topic before we get into the weekly watch report. Jada Pinkett Smith. She revealed that her and Will Smith have not been together since 2016 as husband and wife. So she said that when he called her his wife at the Oscars during that Oscar slap, she was shocked to hear that because they hadn't referred to each other as that in a really long time.
Privately, because publicly they sure kept that going.
Right. They kept this whole bit going. I think people have now gathered more information about the two of them than we really even wanted.
Right, which has been everybody's complaint with them from the beginning, right? Like it was like even when this all happened, or the red table talk, when they sat Will down with the cheating and the affair, like all that stuff, everyone was like, I feel like we know too much about this couple. And at the end of the day, we didn't, because the whole time they really weren't actually together.
Yeah, I feel like Jada kind of embarrassed Will a lot in what was revealed, or like their whole family as a whole. I'm not gonna lie, there's just like a ton of information that.
Yeah, I mean, it just admits you've been lying to the public for years, right? Like it's like, oh, she said that they felt like there was such a pressure on them to stay together and to keep up public appearances and all those things. But it's like the public would prefer genuine honesty. And it just feels like they were trying to dupe us or something.
Yeah, and now she says that they're in a really beautiful place together. And so it's like, okay, are you together or are you not? She says they had a long period of separation. They're in a beautiful place together. Are they together or are they not? It's so confusing all the time.
They are. I saw the clip this morning. Jada was talking to Hoda on the Today Show and was like, Hoda was basically asking those questions of like, so you were technically divorced but not. And now you are working to be together. And she was basically like, yes, we are trying to work on our life partnership together. So still extremely vague. It's not like, yeah, we're together, we're not together. It was like, we're working on building that foundation back to that place.
These
But
two just
I
need to
don't
be
know.
free of each other. I really think that Will and Jada need, it's been a long time, but like,
Yeah,
maybe
I don't know.
they just need to be free of each other.
I see that, and then I'm also like, they just can't quit each other, clearly. So maybe it's just however they're gonna go through this and label it however they're gonna label it, and the labels are gonna be extremely confusing for everybody else.
Life partnership. Now, she also talked about Tupac and said,
Yeah, she did. She has a new memoir coming out. It's called Worthy.
Yep.
So that's all the press. I really did not know a lot about her relationship with Tupac.
Yeah, she said that he was her soulmate. And
He proposed when he was in jail.
yep. Yeah.
She said no.
Yeah. I just think she reels everybody in with this information. Even though we're like, no, we're like covering our eyes, but also opening them at the same time. Like, okay, but she's gonna keep telling us more. I saw a lot of people be like, she's gonna say that she's never even met Will Smith.
Right,
like the way that she's acting about their relationship. She also said that she never cheated on Will Smith. And is that just because they weren't technically together?
I
Like,
think.
she did have an entanglement, as she worded it. So did she not cheat on him because they weren't technically
I think
together?
they were technically separated.
Because they definitely were hooking up with other people. Like, I think that's clear, no?
Yeah, no. I mean, if she's saying 7 years that they've been separated, that entanglement was during that period of time. But it's also like they tried to navigate it in a way where they still didn't come out and say they were separated, but they still talked about the entanglement. And like I said before, they brought Will on the red table and they talked about it and the whole thing. And it's just like, but even then, having that conversation that they are like open, honest communication. Let's talk it all out. We're at the red table. They weren't together.
Yeah, and
That would have solved a lot of the drama if they just said that they weren't together.
right, because then the public's like, one of them's cheating on the other, and it's like, well, not really, because they're not together. And then there were also rumors that they had an open relationship, that they like swingers. Like,
Yeah.
there were so many rumors about them where if they just came out and like what she's saying now, where they were like, yeah, we weren't together since 2016, everyone would be like, oh, okay,
Yep.
makes sense. So I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more about them because of her memoir coming out.
Right. She's doing a whole press tour for the memoir.
Yeah, Jada didn't want to come here. We have a whole couch open for her. Imagine we sat down with Jada Pinkett Smith and she just revealed all this shit to us. I'd be like, whoa. That'd be a crazy interview.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it definitely.
Open invite.
It definitely would.
All right. That wraps up the topics for today.
We have talked a lot about weddings, going to weddings, attending weddings, planning weddings. Now we're both planning weddings. Getting engaged is super exciting. You know, the proposal, you tell everyone, you celebrate, and then you got to sit down and actually start planning a wedding. And sometimes that can be daunting. Where do you even begin? Well, the answer is Zola. If you've been to a wedding recently, you definitely know Zola. Honestly, the wedding I was just at, the bride and groom used Zola. So maybe you've even got one of their beautiful invites on your fridge right now, or you've bought a gift off someone's registry and thought, ooh, maybe I'll get that for myself as well. Well, when you're planning a wedding, you suddenly realize what else Zola has. It's where you'll find your venue and all your wedding vendors. It's where you'll create your free wedding website so guests can RSVP and buy you those amazing gifts. But there's so much more. Like a budget tracker, a tool to grab all your guest addresses, checklists to help keep you focused, and there's also Team Z, Zola's free expert wedding advisors, there to answer any questions or just listen to you vent. So when you're getting married, it's not just about the big day, it's about all the days along the way, and Zola's here for all of them. Start planning at Zola.com, that's ZOLA.com.
Okay, weekly watch report. Let's get into the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report on Monday. Weekly watch report on Monday. Weekly watch report on Monday. Okay.
Oh, I thought you had something to say, Noah.
No, I don't.
Did you notice Noah's shirt today?
I did. And
I didn't plan on showing the shirt. I was wearing a hoodie, and I was like, I'm not going to take the hoodie off. But then it was too hot in here.
I was going to say that's nice of you to keep that shirt.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where mine is.
I don't know where mine is either.
I'm a big hoarder, and like
I don't know if
everything.
keeping a t-shirt that we all got. I don't know if that's considered hoarding or is like.
Well, it's just like
you were.
Yeah, it's a workout shirt or like a shirt that I would wear like not out in public.
Yeah, of course.
But
No,
I keep like tickets of things and like wristbands from. So I keep like just for the memories.
I think that's nice.
I keep that stuff too.
Yeah, I think that's a nice.
Like
thing
I
to
still
do.
have somewhere, like our People's Choice, the first People's Choice Awards, like all the tickets and stuff we had, like the passes.
That's great. Are you planning on making us a scrapbook one day with all those things?
I could.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Maybe for like episode 1,000.
Mine.
Yeah. All right. Weekly watch report
Episode 1,000. Jesus.
on Monday. On Monday. Weekly watch report on Monday. Woo, woo, woo. I didn't watch that much. I watched. So in the past 2 weeks, The King of Queens was brought up to me 3 separate times from 3 different people. And I've watched a lot of episodes of The King of Queens just on cable. And every time I bring up cable, I realize that I may be one of the only people on earth that still has cable. But anyways, I've just have seen episodes, but I've never watched it from the beginning. So I started King of Queens from the beginning. Just another great sitcom.
Just a sitcom.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I've watched one episode of that show ever.
Really?
That is just so funny for some reason that you're like starting King, like you're watching King of Queens. Like
No, but I think a lot of people are, and I think it's because of the Kevin James memes.
Yeah.
It was brought up like 3 separate times. And then Glenn, aka Glenny Balls, I guess when I call him Glenn, people won't know what I'm talking about, but Glenny Balls.
Yeah.
I can't call him that.
No.
I just like don't know him as that. But he said that he was starting The King of Queens from the beginning. And I was like, oh, fuck. You know, I'm watching the same sitcoms every night.
Right.
Should we try watching The King of Queens from the beginning?
Yep.
And so we did. And it's just a classic sitcom. And many people have told me that I remind them of Leah Remini in The King of Queens.
I could see that.
And so I take it as a compliment.
I can't agree or disagree because I've never seen the show.
You've never seen one episode?
No, not one. No.
I've never like put it on. It's just always like any hotel you go to, like it's just always on.
Like it's just one of those things that's on cable.
Yeah.
I don't know why in my mind like it had like a bad stigma.
The King of Queens?
Yeah, like I feel like if I was like
You mean, like, as a bad show.
I'm just saying like I feel like I recall being up late like in high school or whatever, or like watching TV and having like Nick at Night on and like Friends is on. Then like Fresh Prince would be on, and then like King of Queens would start. I'd be like, change the channel.
Well, because the other ones are a lot better. Like Friends is a lot, in my eyes, a lot better than the King of Queens. Seinfeld is a lot better than the King of Queens. You know, like, but the King of Queens is still good though.
Yeah. How many seasons did they do?
A ton. It went from 1998 to 2007.
Wow. Almost 10
The
years.
King of Queens is a great show. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's a good show.
It's
What
nothing
can you
to,
watch
know,
it on?
Peacock.
Oh, on the cock.
Yeah, it's nothing to roll your eyes about.
Oh, I'm not at all.
No, not you
actually
specifically. I'm just saying in general. Nothing to scoff at.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about watching it.
I just like I said, it just has come up so much in the past 2 weeks. I was like, fuck it, let's put on some King of Queens. And I also said that if somebody were to make a movie where Leah Remini plays a mother, I could play her daughter. From the amount of times people have told me that I remind them of Leah Remini and King of Queens.
I think so.
So if anybody out there wants to make a movie and has Leah Remini starring as a mother and needs a 20-something-year-old daughter in the mix, maybe I could play late teens.
You could play high school.
Maybe I could play high school. You let me know, and I would love to play her daughter.
Yeah.
So just putting that out there. So I want the King of Queens. I'm going to give, in the realm of sitcoms, I'm going to give the King of Queens, the best part of the King of Queens is Arthur, who is Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller's dad. He is the best part of the show. That was just
a trivia question.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That was the trivia question. It was brought up a couple different times.
I don't even know if that's aired yet.
It has not.
But he's the best part of the show. So I'm going to rate it.
He plays
Carrie's dad.
Her father.
Yes.
Gotcha.
He's the best part of the show by far. So I'm going to give it a... It's hard because it's a sitcom score, you know what I mean? Like Friends is A+.
Yeah.
Seinfeld is A+.
Yeah.
So if I'm rating those A+, I would give this like a B.
Right. That feels right.
B minus. Still like it a lot.
Yeah.
And then I watched the Love is Blind finale and reunion.
As did I.
And I was quite shocked.
As was I.
So, spoiler alert. If you have not watched, we are about to talk about Love is Blind.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I feel like words are not coming out of my mouth smoothly today. Spoiler alert. They're not flowing today. Izzy
Spoiler alert.
and Stacy. Izzy and Stacy, no go.
Yeah, no go.
No go. Izzy said yes, Stacy said no. Then she wanted to continue dating, and Izzy said, nope, we're not getting married. I don't want to be together at all.
Yep.
So they, in my eyes, were not going to work out. They were not compatible. I didn't think any of these couples were going to work out. But Milton and Lydia got married and are still together. And let me tell you,
it's been a year and a half.
They've been together a year and a half. And from what I saw at the reunion, I saw growth.
Yeah.
I saw growth from the two of them at the reunion. I saw a united front from the two of them at the reunion. I saw Milton sticking up for his wife.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I really, in my eyes, were like, okay, we're going to get to the reunion and Milton and Lydia are going to have been divorced by now.
Yeah.
Not the case. They're still together and no other couple made it. And let me tell you, I fucking hate that man, JP. oh my God. That fucking face.
I know.
That smug face he had on the whole time.
I don't know how all the other boys like him so much.
I don't know how anybody didn't point out his smugness while
I've seen no personality from him.
none besides this jerk smirk.
Yeah.
That's what I'm labeling it. A
And
jerk
just like
smirk.
continuing to make Taylor feel like she's like not attractive.
It's awful. She looked stunning.
She looks stunning.
She looked beautiful. And this guy is like laughing, smiling, like, oh my God, my blood was actually boiling watching this man. I was like boiling.
I just feel like
I
maybe
hate
he's
when
just
people
so
just,
incredibly awkward too. Like even when they asked him like, would you go up to her at a bar? And he was like, no.
No,
But,
my
like,
friends
I
do
don't.
that.
I like don't do that. Like my friends do, and then like it's like what?
So you're a fucking bitch.
Like you can't like approach a woman in a bar.
Like that's so lame.
Everything about that guy.
He's so lame.
So
and,
lame.
And I hate when people like smile and smirk when they're egging someone on almost. And this reminds me of the Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul fight this weekend, which I watched on Saturday. Logan Paul beat Dylan Dennis. And Dylan Dennis the whole time is smiling and smirk. And the announcers are just like, he's a joke. Like, he's just doing things that he can like clip online on Twitter. He's the definition. Sorry, I don't know how I'm getting into this, but it just reminded me of the
so
smiling. But he's the definition of an online troll that when you see them in real life is a fucking loser. Like that, like the whole time he was just being a loser. He did not fight at all.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know if you can confirm, but I only saw like one clip from like the third round because somebody actually like was watching on their phone during the cocktail hour at this wedding. And I was like, this is god awful. Like they weren't fighting.
No, Logan was fighting.
Yeah.
Logan Paul was fighting. Logan Paul was punching. Logan Paul was doing everything he could to fight Dylan Dennis. Dylan Dennis would not throw a punch. He wouldn't throw a punch. The whole time he stood there like this, wouldn't engage in the fight. Like
then it's
that,
like I didn't try.
Right, no. Literally the
Just
definition.
collecting the paycheck.
He didn't get paid for any of the streams though. I think that's the
But
way
he definitely got a big check.
You still get paid though.
But he didn't get paid for like those. He doesn't get money for those streams. I think it goes to like Logan. But it's just the definition of a troll who can like sit online and say all these things behind a screen, and then in person he's a little bitch. Like he's a loser. Like literally the definition of a loser. Watching that whole thing, and so yeah, that brings me back to JP for Love Is Blind, just sitting there like a loser.
Yeah,
like just smiling, like you're an asshole.
I agree. He really just like could not say one nice thing. I don't know. It was pretty wild. I don't know, the finale, like the finale is one thing, and I know we said it last week. It's like put the fucking finale out with the other episodes, because the finale comes out, and I don't know about you, but personally, I just fucking fast forward through all the
absolutely
the pre-wedding stuff. I'm like, get me to the altar.
I'm going right to when they say I do.
Gotta find out what happens. But yeah, I mean, it seems like Milton has certainly had a lot of growth. All the guys seem to agree as well that like he's a different guy, and Lydia and his family get along great, and they're this great pairing. I feel like there is still a lot to uncover with the Uche stuff. Who, by the way, also, what a bad taste left in the mouth from that guy, you know?
Uche,
like,
oh my gosh.
Uche not showing up to the reunion, posting on like his socials, being like, oh, like I'm looking forward to when I can speak about like my process, blah, blah, blah. Like sending out those texts,
and nobody in the group likes him. And also Aaliyah saying that basically what she figured out was that she was not the type of woman he's attracted to. Like the way that was worded was extremely weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I am happy that she's happy now, because she said she met somebody and they're really happy together. But I feel like he was like incredibly disrespectful to her, and we probably didn't see it because I think it was off camera.
Yeah.
Because they tried to date a little bit after the show, and it seemed like that did not end well.
Yeah, he gives off like some major narcissistic vibes.
Yeah.
And now, like, I don't know. Do I kind of think Lydia knew he was going to be on the show? Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. She can deny it all she wants, but I think if she did admit that there was like a moment where they had discussed that casting was happening, and in my mind, that's like, okay, maybe you didn't outright say, I want to go on this show, or let's do it together, or whatever. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, ooh, I wonder if he did do the casting, because I'm going to do it. It's like you're still thinking about it.
Right.
So I don't know. Obviously, like, look, Lydia and Milton, seems like it's worked out for them. This whole season was such a flop in my mind. Like, truly, I know it's like you kind of base it off the success of any of these couples. But the second half of the show I thought was just not good. Like the pods were entertaining, but the second half I just felt like it felt really overproduced. They were trying to come up with like storylines and drama. Stacey kind of cracks me up, and at the end I was just like, you know what? I think Stacey was ready to like become a star from this show, or like want to be in that world, because I do think she liked Izzy for sure, but she had no issue saying no at the altar. You know, like it's just, she said no and then she was like, oh, well, that's over.
Yeah.
You know, it was just kind of seemed like she had moved on. Izzy had a couple like sassy comments too after the wedding. He was like, oh, just because I'm like a 29-year-old guy with a bad credit score and she just wants like these 45-year-old guys that can like pay for everything, whatever. I don't know. I just, Stacey clearly likes her nice things. She likes money. She likes having money. I don't know if maybe she saw this as a opportunity to have another revenue stream. Maybe she wants to get into the influencer game, that whole kind of thing. There's some contestants that you literally never hear from again from Love Is Blind. And then there's some that have created actual like a legit following with 1 million+ followers. So, you know, it either works out or it doesn't for them. I don't really know. I honestly have not looked at any of these people's socials. I don't know like if Stacey
I haven't either.
But it just felt like that really wasn't going to work. She's got 110,000 followers.
Yeah.
I guess there was some drama with she put out another statement about Johnny.
It seems like Stacey's in a one-sided fight with Johnny. I feel like she is really like continuing this fight going, but I don't think Johnny is necessarily continuing the fight.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I feel like, but I don't know, Johnny, like behind closed doors, I feel like could have also really been talking shit. I don't know. But yeah, no, she put out another statement about this whole thing. Yeah, Chris and Johnny didn't work out. He just started dating somebody else.
Not surprised.
Wild move.
Not surprised.
Wild move. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of it. Like I said, not a super successful season.
No, it was probably the least successful season of Love is Blind, but entertaining. I'm going to give it a C.
I think that's fair. I'll go not that I'm just giving my grade for no reason here, but I'll just do it. I agree with you. C+.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think that's all I watch. I mean, I watched my other shows, but
yeah,
I'm not going to keep rating them every week.
No, I agree. I also had that kind of week. I didn't really watch anything new, just continuation of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my Love is Blind grade. That was really like the one thing I was focused on. I felt like.
Big news, stop what you are doing and listening. Proper Wild has something very big to announce right now in my hand. I have the Peach Mango Clean All Day Energy shot right through your system. It's perfect. It gives you that energy you need for all day long, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night, middle of the day. It's an energy shot and it's clean and they have great flavors. I love the Peach Mango. That's what I'm holding right now. Proper Wild has just launched in 700 plus Vitamin Shop stores across the country, and they're giving free shots away to anyone that wants one for the next week. Just go to properwild.com/free shot. All you have to do is buy a shot, upload your receipt, and they'll Venmo you the amount paid. So if you want to get your free shot, go to properwild.com/free shot. Try out Proper Wild shots to give you that clean all day energy without those jitters. Gives you that energy that you need all day long, all night long, whenever you need it. Proper Wild. Go to properwild.com/free shot today.
I really did not watch.
Well, we had it. We
were on a show. We were
Wednesday,
traveling.
Show Thursday, Friday. You were at the wedding.
Yeah, Special Forces. There's a new episode tonight, but I am up to date on that. I'll give that a B. There's been 3 episodes out now. It really always surprises me who just bails. The people who make it a couple days and then they're just I'm out. No can do.
Can't handle it.
Yeah. Brian Austin Green, I thought would go farther. Spoiler alert. Another one. There was a couple meltdowns as well. I'm waiting for Tyler to have his moment. They're every episode they kind of focus on a different person and they get called in to talk to the staff and they kind of unload their feelings and what they've been through in life, and it's kind of an emotional conversation. I think Sandoval's is coming up. But there's some people I'm interested to hear from. Dancing with the Stars, we spoke on a little bit. That's, I don't really have a grade for that. And to be completely honest, I believe my Hulu will tell you that I watched it, but my brain will not be able to recap it. I put on an episode of the D'Amelio show when we got back to the hotel after the Philly live show, watched episode 7. Not sure what happened in it.
There's no way.
It played. I think I just put
you'd be able to remember.
I just put it on for some background noise.
Probably.
Because I just like to have the TV on sometimes when I'm going to sleep. Especially when I'm in a hotel. When you're alone. I just need.
Have to have the TV on.
You need to have the noise.
The best part is Friends being on cable in the hotel every single time.
Yeah. Normally I just go with putting the TV on, but the TV in the rooms we were in, bad angle with the bed.
Yeah, I rearranged mine.
Yeah. I could have done that, but was just lazy. Put on my iPad. So technically I watched that. But wasn't really too much to add to that. And honestly, that was truly everything that I had watched. I was kept it laid low. And you know what I do? Some inside Barstool, but the Dozen play-in tournament is happening right now. And I watched all those episodes last week. So normally in the time where I would throw on an hour of Real Housewives or something else, I just put on the Dozen. So I have not, I am not totally caught up with Housewives, Salt Lake City and New York. Okay, that's it for me.
All right, Noah, what did you watch?
I finished the Beckham documentary. I watched episode 3 and 4. Give that an A-.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big David Beckham fan now.
Yeah, and that was one of my favorite documentaries I've ever seen.
Yeah. I was just gonna double down on really well done.
Wait, sorry to cut you off. I just remembered something I watched on Saturday.
Put it in there.
I don't even want to grade it because it was fucking disgusting and awful. And I'm not even sure why I watched it, but I didn't really know the full story. Jared from Subway documentary.
I think I tried to watch that, but I was like,
honestly, it made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. Somebody had mentioned it, and I honestly, I don't even remember seeing him on commercials when I was younger for Subway. Apparently he was huge,
he
but
was the guy,
I know, but I don't even for some reason I don't remember it. I don't remember seeing him.
His face was in every single Subway.
Yeah, and I recall him getting arrested in 2015, but I was, didn't know every detail. Genuinely sickening. I won't even really talk about it, but the whole thing is also they fucking have disgusting.
It was
made me feel sick to my stomach.
Child pornography, right?
I mean, not just child pornography. Yeah. He was actually having, relations with very young people, minors, very young. The whole thing. A woman, she basically figured this out. It's hard to explain. She was a journalist. They were at a school together. He whispered something to her about middle school girls, and from that moment she was on to him. She was like, I am on to him. So she became close with him and started recording their phone calls to get this information out of him because she knew there was something up with him. Ugh. She then brought the tapes to the FBI, and the FBI was like, technically this is illegal, but if you now work for us and continue to record this, then you're in, you'll just be working for us. So she had to stay undercover for the FBI for years, and she would bring the tapes to the FBI. The FBI would basically be like, this isn't enough. He was saying the most disgusting, vile things about minors, really young. It was really disgusting. It's a whole long thing, but actually made me sick to my stomach. So I watched that, but I'm not going to grade it.
Is that
obviously
new, or
it was on HBO Max?
New.
It's somewhat new. Someone had mentioned it, and I saw it.
I feel I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, and I saw it come up, and I was like, I don't know the full story.
Yeah.
And then once we started watching it, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy, just disgusting.
Yeah. And you know what else I saw this weekend too? That it's not out. It's not going to be out for a while, but I could not be more intrigued by is Gypsy Rose.
Yep.
Is going to have a docuseries on Lifetime.
I feel like they've made 100 things about her.
No, but not
this
her.
Is her.
But they make things about her, but not her actual
Joey King
voice.
played her.
No, I know.
But anyways,
that's not out till January.
Yeah.
So because she's released in December.
That whole story creeps
so
me out.
crazy.
Crazy.
But the Beckham documentary is fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched Totally Killer, the movie.
That's the one I watched.
That one, yeah, I was going to say.
Solid B. I like good, scary movie. I like the time travel aspect of it. I didn't know that going into it.
It was a good movie for this time
I've never
of year.
seen her in anything, honestly.
Kiernan Shipka?
Yeah, I knew her just because of the John Mayer connection.
Mad Men?
But no, I never watched Mad Men.
She also played Sabrina, the
Netflix one.
Yeah.
No, but she was good.
Yeah.
And I watched this Tom Cruise movie, American Made.
saw that on
Yeah,
Netflix.
why was that?
It was like everywhere on Netflix. And
it was
then
everywhere on Netflix. It said it was the #1 movie on Netflix, but it's a movie from 2017.
it's old, and I realized halfway through, like, oh, I've seen this. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know, I couldn't remember parts, but then I'm like, I definitely have seen this. But that's a good movie. It's B+. It's a crazy story too.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like Netflix, it's either like a movie that people have seen, but it just never really took off. And then like once it starts to get a little traction on Netflix or it gets added to Netflix and it has like a little bit of Netflix can see like people are watching it, they like push it out
I think
so
also
hard.
like Tom Cruise, it's like so easy to like
Yeah.
get people to watch.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I opened Netflix on Wednesday and it was the first thing playing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, B+. I started this Netflix show. I didn't even finish like the full first episode, but it's called Everything Now. I didn't love it, but maybe it'll get better. It's this girl just got out of like a mental hospital, and like it's kind of like her returning to everything now. Her returning to like
I feel like
her
I've
life.
heard of that.
I think they're British. I think it's set in like UK. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of depressing, so I turned it off. But yeah, so I'll give that a C. I watched not the last Scream, but the Scream 5, I guess, where it's the Scream that doesn't have a number next to it, but not the first one. Jenna Ortega's in it. Cause I'm
the most recent one that just
not the most recent one. There's a
I
Scream.
thought Jenna Ortega was in the most recent one.
She's been in 2, I guess.
Oh.
There's a Scream. This was like a trivia question that I got that was like messed up. Scream.
I do not know that much about the Scream movies, so.
Yeah, there's a Scream that came out in 2022. That's the one that I watched.
Okay.
And then there was also one that came out in 2023. I'm gonna watch that this week probably.
Gotcha.
But good. I actually liked it. Like I always liked the first Scream. I'll give it a B. Just a solid. Like they have old characters. Courtney Cox is in it. You know, all of them. Also, this is like the first time I've really seen Jenna Ortega in anything as well. So,
did you? You didn't watch Wednesday?
No. Tim Burton's always scared me. Like anything he does,
Super
it's
fair.
Really just creepy and like not for me.
Wednesday, I came around on Wednesday though. Wednesday ended up being pretty good, I will say. But I do agree with you. Tim Burton's not my cup of tea.
Beetlejuice is a top 2 like disturbing movie for me, as well as
I've never even watched any of the animated ones, like Coraline and like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I've seen The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Have not watched.
Edward
those.
Scissorhands will forever have scarred me.
I've talked about it. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
I just remember like watching it as a kid, being like, "This is terrifying." He has scissors for hands.
Yeah, he had a good heart.
Yeah, he was
I know, but
misunderstood.
I don't care. Like he looked so scary.
But that's what was sad about him, is that people were so scared of him, but he really had a good heart.
It wasn't even just the scissors; it's like his face and everything. It just
Yeah,
looks
but that's the moral of the story.
I'd rather watch Beauty and the Beast if that's the moral of the story.
It's true.
Okay, and then the last thing was I watched this last night. The movie called Past Lives. I don't know if you've heard of this. Korean, but like everyone's like, it came out I think earlier this year, but people are like raving about it. It's probably gonna be Oscar movie, but
Oscar movie.
It's just solid. Like I don't know if I'd call it a rom-com. It's not. Actually no. Let me take that back. It's definitely not a rom-com. It's not really like that funny, but it's a great movie.
It's drama romance.
Yeah, drama romance. That's a better. The comedy is not really. There's no comedy, but
A drama.
basically, I'll give you the premise right now. This girl, they lived in Korea. Her and this other kid had they were like 12, had a crush on each other. Then her whole family moved to Canada, so they left, and then they like reconnect. But she's now married to some like American guy in America, and it's just basically past lives. But very like emotional movie.
Sounds like it.
And I'll give
98 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll give it an A. Just like,
what did you watch it on?
I had to rent it on Prime.
Yeah, okay. That's what
It's
I
not.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I watched.
I like the sound of the last one. It sounds like something I would like.
Same.
It
Me too.
is. It is. And it's the girl from the morning show, the one who's like the assistant for Billy Crudup.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer for this.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Looks great. Those are the things we watched this week.
Thanks for the rec, Noah.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back on Wednesday. And reminder, Twilight this Thursday. So make sure you're all caught up watching Eclipse. We love you guys. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.